1 2 check 1 2. How's everybody doing? It's me, Mario from Elektron. Let me know in the comments if y'all can hear me. What's up, Boo Boo Audio? What's up, Jeffrey? What's up, Total Camry? What's up, Non Horizon? Just seeing how everybody's doing in the chat. Ben, of course, you're welcome. You're welcome from the update. We're very happy about this. What's up, Surgis? What's up, Noah? What's up, Tube Soaker? Yeah, welcome to another live stream. Bit low volume. Let's see if I could turn this up a bit. How's that? Let me know in the comments if the audio is all good. Yeah, I'm just keep going on from here, and if anything happens, let me know, and I will make those adjustments for y'all. Elektron here, you know, we got the new Digitakt 1.15 OS update here. We got slices added to the Digitakt slice machine, which now allows us to go into the slice editor, edit slice points, stuff like that. So that's great that we can hear me. So let's go ahead. Again, introductions. I'm Mario from Elektron here at the Elektron US studios. And we're just gonna go ahead and talk about slices today. The new 1.15 Digitakt OS update is now available, has been available for a week, you know, and we're happy that it's here. Say what's up, everybody, into the comments again. Total Camry, what's up? Non Horizon, what's up? Wow, everybody's coming through now. Haha, expect this. Chevier, well, what's up, Chevier? Noisy Machines, yes, 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 what's up? Thank you, everybody, for coming through. I'm Mario, again. Let's get into it. So, kind of just to start off, I want to show y'all just kind of a quick run through of where the machine is at, where it's located, and kind of just the basic functionality of it, and then we could go ahead and make a beat. If there's any questions, go ahead and add them into the chat. I got them up here on the big screen, and let's have some fun. So right now, I do have this, which the slice machine added to a track. So let's go ahead and just add it to another track. So let's go in, make sure we're on the source page. Here on the Digitakt, the source page is going to be kind of your audio source, anything to do with samplings, any sample machine, that's going to be where we go and change those settings. So to get to the slice machine, we're going to hold function and press source page. And right here, we have all our machines, but the one that we're talking about today is going to be slice. I hope y'all got your pizzas out and ready to bite into those slices. Let's go ahead and press yes. But first, let's make sure we have a sample on here. I don't think that one would have been a good one, but let's see if I have anything here. Let's just see. Let's get like a drum break or something. Let's just add a new drum break here. You can get something. Let's go into factory, drum loops, 30. That one sounds good. So that sample is loaded into that track now, and we do have that slice machine loaded onto this track. Right now there's no slices on here, and it is, you know, a perfect loop. It's a sample from the factory samples. So adding a slice grid is going to be, you know, very precise, but we're just going to go ahead and add slices to it on certain drum hits because I already have this beat programmed into here. We'll go ahead and just, you know, add some more stuff on top of that. Before we do that, let's get into the questions really quick. I see a lot. Transient detection, zero crossing snap. Are both of these fully working? TD doesn't seem to do much. Transient detection is working. You know, our team is working on improving it. There is, you know, plans to improve it in the future. We just have just the on and off functionality as of now. And for zero cross snapping, there's not any of that implemented right now. It's just kind of, you know, added the slice machine, get it out as soon as possible. All of our team in Sweden is on starting summer vacation, so they're going to be on break. And, you know, I hope you all are able to take a break as well. So not much coming out within the next couple months. I see Non Horizon. Cool, you already answered that to him as well. Yeah, good times is asking new update had me back up and reform my D2. That's not shouldn't have happened. I think we did have a couple of those issues come up. Just hit up support and we got your back. Um, yeah, there has been some issues with some sample stuff. Going updating. It just depends on how old your OS was before. If you've jumped from like an older OS to this OS, there can be some issues. So just hit up support and we will get you fixed. So yeah, let's get into this. Go back into this camera. Cool. So right now there's no slices applied to this sample. So let's go ahead and press yes. While we're in the source page, press yes. We have the slice menu here coming up. What I want to do is create a slice grid. I'll do yes, and I'm just gonna do just one slice for right now or two slices because I want to just go ahead and start adding my slices into it. So let me go into slice one. If I want to start previewing these slices, I could press function yes. That's slice one, right? I'm gonna want to change the start point all the way here. And what I want to do is I kind of want to just break this one up into individual slices. I'm not gonna do a lot of slices, maybe just like 2 or 3, maybe 4 or 5. Let's see what's up. So let's go into here and start editing our slices. When we're in the slice editor, we have a few new options available, which are very helpful. We got our start point, which is going to be here on the E encoder. We also got our zoom, which is going to zoom in to the waveform. And if you wanted to make the waveform bigger or smaller, you would just have to hold function. This helps out if you have like, very low recording. This one is really nice audio, so we don't have to really zoom in that much. But let's go ahead and start editing this sample. So I kind of want to get that snare right here. So yeah, there we go. And then we also have this positioning so we could scroll through the sample, start scanning through it. That's very helpful when you're going from slice to slice. And then we have our endpoint here on H. Right now we have this selection on, which is start and endpoints. And that's helpful, very helpful for editing samples. If you want the end of your previous slice point to be linked to the beginning of your next slice point. Right now I'm going to turn it off because I want to jump through this sample, kind of show the features of slices and being able to go, change your slices, have your start point be in between slices, which I think is very helpful and very fun in terms of creative stuff that we could do. So right now we have this snare drum right here, and what I'm actually going to do, I'm going to exit here, and I want to go into the Trig mode, just so I can have ease of accessing these slices. So if I hold function and then go down to slices, that snare is right there, right? So now I could go in and play this in, but I'm gonna still edit it, and I just want to have all my slices available here so that I could easily play them back while I'm editing. So go back into the slice menu. Yes, edit slice points, slice one. Now let's look for a hi-hat of some sort. So I want to create a new slice, and in order to do that, all you have to do is hold function and then write new slice created. And there you go, that one's already there for me. So let me just make sure it's the start. I think I'm happy with that start point. Let's see if there's anything else inside here. So let me go function right, start a new. Let me zoom out here and positioning. Find a kick drum in here. There's a few of them, but let's find one that's kind of more isolated. Boom, 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 boom. There's a lot of them in between. Let me just get those two. Just not that one. Let's start from the beginning. find one here. Just get that one right there. Oh, let me make sure that's off. So there we go. So one thing I want to point out, I had this start and end point linked, and you could see that I can't, once I go to the left, you see I'm like not able to go past this slice point because that's the start of a previous slice point. So I'm basically, when I'm changing the start point and I have that turned on, you're gonna be editing the endpoint of the other one. So now I've totally messed up this one, which was my hi-hat. So I want to turn this thing off, linked end and start points, so that I could freely edit my slices and kind of put my start point and end point anywhere. So you're not bound in between these certain things. I'll show you why it could be helpful in another sample. But for this case, I want to go back and get that hi-hat again. Yeah, I totally messed up all my other slices. So let me go here. Just want that snare. Let me zoom in. So I got this hi-hat. Cool. Happy with that one. Now with this one, I want to go ahead and get this. Oh, cool. Zoom out. Boom. There's not really an isolated kick here, so let's just not have a kick. Let's just have this be. Let me delete this slice. Slice one, delete it. Cool. I just want those two slices there. Now let's go to a different sample and start editing that one. So I do have this sample here. So this one right here. Let me copy this track over here. So I have this sample here, it's already sliced up. But I kind of want to get, so if I play this back, that's like my main beat, right? So that's the main melody going on inside there. But what I want to get is like these little, like, there's that flute right there. I want to get that. There's certain parts in between that perfect slice grid that I want to get into that I will go ahead and edit in a different track. And I like to do this. I like to copy samples that I'm already using and put it onto another track just so that I could add in those little bells and whistles, or like, you know, extra little things with the filter on there, just to kind of you know, expand on this track. So we'll go back into here. Before I get into that, see if there's any questions going on. Transient, I see that. With that release succeeded without a disk errors. Does OT have the link end and start point? No, Total Camry, it does not. That's a new feature that is implemented onto the Digitakt II. Let's see, will they ever bring time stretch? What do you think? Time stretching is in the device, but yeah, no, not combined with slices. Can you show linear locks? Yes, cool. I'll show you that. I'll show linear locks right now. So let's add that to this one here. I'll just, you know, create a new pattern. This one, this track. So we have 16 slices here, right? So what I'll do is I'll add 16. Let me make sure this is just 32. So see, it's just the same sample, right? Boom, 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 boom. But if I press yes, create linear locks, now what it's gonna do is each of these steps, this is gonna be slice one, slice two, so if I hold it down, well, go to the back page. Slice one, slice two. Maybe open this up a little bit. Does that make sense? Let me make this so that it's 64 steps and you'll actually be able to hear it a little bit more. See, so it should just be like that. Now I press yes, create linear locks. So if I look in the sample window, it's playing the locks linearly in order. And you could have a lot of fun if I start entering random locks, random trigs here, and then I press yes, create random locks. Beats on Mars, I hope that answers your questions. Basically, it allows you to quickly insert a sequence using your slices that you have already made while you insert trigs. And it just, you know, for the linear locks, what it does is it plays back your sample in the order that the order that it was recorded. But then if you do random locks, then you can have a lot of fun with kind of just variations of your sample. Any plans to have a gate on a sample slice? There's not a way right now. I mean, there is a way where you would have this set, like, you know, but it's not per slice, if that makes sense. That's going to be the attack decay time for the whole track. But yeah, great question, Wislow. I think that's how you say your name. You know, add that into a feature request on our support page, and I think, you know, it's a great thing. Yeah, you know, gates also, like choke groups, is very helpful, especially now that this feature is implemented. It does add brings up a lot of other questions and you know, features that could be added now that there's this tool and available for us. Levi, Ethan, can be done with an LFO? Question mark. What can be done with the LFO? What is that? What are you asking? Can you show how to stretch a sample to different BPM? I can. That is not the topic of this, but I will show that to you. So let me go to a, you know, different pattern, just empty pattern. What you need to be on is either stretch or either one of these, warp, stretch, or repitch. So just go stretch, and let's go to that drum break that I loaded in. Let's do this one. So this drum break, let me just set it to one shot. It's at 120, right? Let me change this BPM down to, I don't know, 89. That's not changing, right? But we know that this drum break is going to be 4 bars. So let me go to stretch, make sure that it's set to 4 bars, and it should just be, now it's stretched, right? And there's a few different machines that do this. If I go to repitch, I really like this one because what it's going to do is actually change the pitch. So in order to get that stretch happening. Cool. Yes. Yes, and yes, you can, I mean, you can do that, Levi, with gating the LFO, and then Future Perfect music. You can do that with parameter locks as well. You know, that's kind of a more specific use case. But yeah, totally possible. If you go into each step, you could go in and actually go and make sure, let me set this to AHD. When it's set to here, you could hold this trig and say, I just want that one to stop here. Also with the trig length, you could say, I want this trig to only be 2 steps. So then you would go here and just set it to 2. Boom, which is an 8th note. So that's also, it's a little bit more tedious, but while you're playing it in, all that information gets recorded while you're playing it in. So let's just go ahead and make a new beat with this drum break. Cool. So let me just insert this trig down. Full drum break. I'll set it to 16th steps so that cool little drum break. Let me go here and then let's add some. And then we'll start adding some slices. So let's find a cool little sample here. I think I got some. Cool. So let's get this. Cool. So that's definitely not, in time, but what we'll do is we'll start miss. Cool. Let's go here and then insert slice grid, or actually let's go function, yes, slice. Now let's create a slice grid. Let's do 16 and then let's turn on transient detection just to see how it works. Press yes, boom. And then, yeah, let me go back into slices and then let's edit slice points. Oh, let me turn this back down. I think you can do just parameter locks now. I think, okay, sorry, that was a question. Cool. Let me find a nice tool. Cool. Let me set these settings up. All right, cool. Let's save that one and then let's find another slice that we can mess around with. Will there be an update transient detection so it finds the transients reason ones? Like I said, our team is aware of the transient detection. We want to have it a little bit more more control over the settings. I'm not quite sure the extent of it, but we do want to improve it because we do know right now it's just one parameter that you can just turn on, but we want to have like percentage and all that stuff. So let's see. Let's go ahead and add some of this. Let me just add some more to this beat before we start adding slices. So get this kick drum. Perfect. One thing that I like actually that I want to point out is going to be adding like a symbol right here. You do have velocity as well, right? But what I like doing is if I'll go here and then create slice grid, yes, create slice grid, I'm just gonna do 4, and then what's gonna happen is I'm gonna just press yes. So we got these slices, right? Let me go down slices. So now what I'm gonna do is gonna just insert some random trigs, right? And then create random locks. Let me mute this. So now like that's just a random, just added variation to it. Cool, now let's go to this track. Same thing with this. Let me go to this drum break that I added here. Back to this. Cool. Let me see. Go to that. Yes. All right, let me go to one that's not in time. Do that. Function, slice. Yes. Create slice grid. Turn on transient detection. Let's just do 8 slices. Yes. So now let me edit these slices so that we got something to work with here. Edit slice points. So I'm gonna just get that initial. cool. Go to the next slice. Cool, this one is pretty nice right here. Let me just change this so that first initial kick. Let's zoom in. I'm actually gonna turn that up a little bit. Cool. Get the little roll. Cool. I kind of want to just end this, just get that snare or rim shot. Sick. Let me just delete that one. Let me make sure this is right there. Cool. And then same thing. I'm gonna go here, exit this. I'll go back to tracks, and then let me just EQ this a little bit so that it's not clashing with anything. Take off some of the highs and to those. And then let's just add in some random trigs again. Let's see how that sounds before we do anything. Let me mute all these ones. Okay, so like this one I don't want. I'm gonna change this. There we go, we got some good noise. There we go. So we don't even need this drum break right here anymore, right? Let me just go ahead and delete that one. And then I actually want to get a different sample. I know I'm jumping around everywhere, but this is how my brain works, everybody. Clear this one. Oh no, not clear sequence, cool. Track. Let's change this track here to let me make sure I got the, because there's a slice grid on here. So let me delete these slices first. Edit slice points. Delete all of them. Delete them all. Cool. Go back to one shot. Cool. Okay. Okay. We'll use that one. And let's go in, yes. Let's create a slice grid now. Let's find those spots now. So yes, create slice grid. Let's go here. Sorry about that noise. And then go back to slices. So what I'm doing now, I deleted that slice grid, gonna create a new one. Right now I have slice points on, slice the trigs mode of slices on, so I can edit this. So yes, edit slice points, add a slice. So I want that, I want to be like, so let's find that one here. Cool, and then I want that, and then I want to get that next, so I'll end this here, zoom in, so I see it's right there. Cool, add a new slice. That's pretty cool, so let me add some more slices and see where this goes. I'm going to tune this all down after too. I kind of hear in my head what I want to do, so. So cool. I have the slice start and end point because so I want to have this, but I also want to like isolate that horn. So let me go. Cool. Now let's add another slice. And this is very quick. You know, this is one thing that I really like about this new slice editor is that I feel like I'm really quick. I'm able to just hear the slices in my head and then just like, all right, cool, add a new slice. Having that trig mode of having the slice trig mode on really helps out because if you don't have it on, you could still, let me just show you that just so you know, like if I have it on tracks, we could play the slices by going into chromatic mode, right? Let me turn keyboard fold on. But then if I go into the slice editor, when you're in this keyboard mode, it plays it chromatically, which can be kind of cool, you know. But let me go back up to here, how I got into there. So exit, yes, edit slice points. We're in keyboard mode. Can be cool, but in terms of editing, I want to be able to just easily preview those slices. And you can in slice editor mode, you hold function yes. Function yes, right? But to make things a bit easier for myself, I found that going into slice trig mode and being in the slice editor, it also jumps to each of those slices as well too. So now let's add a different slice. Let me zoom in to here. And I kind of want to find like a slice where I could just kind of like a loop. Let's turn on loop for that purpose. So actually not, let's just find that loop actually. Function right. And then now another one. Tell me if I'm going too fast. If you have any questions, let me check any questions. Yes, non-horizon, I'm down to do that. I want to make more videos. Or at least make the machines open. So okay, I see what you're doing. Make shop out quick. Yeah, a lot of the questions or critiques that you got are all valid. Our team is doing everything they can to make this as accessible as possible. But as for me, the stuff that I do, it's working out for me just fine, and it's kind of a dream come true having slices available on the Digitakt. So let's get back into here. I want to get that little guitar doing it, and then what I'll do, let me just cool. Let's work with that. All right, let's add this kick drum in. Make this 32 steps. Give this a little bit more bass. What I'm doing now is just finding the resonant frequency and adding a little boost there. And then let me add some. "32 steps. Oh, that track is muted. And let me just copy that page, paste that there. Cool. All right, cool. Now let's go to here. And what's cool with slices, actually what I'm gonna do, so this one right here, right? Or it's this one right here. So these snares, I'm gonna actually turn those up. That's what's great about Slice Machine is that now that these slices are inserted into the sequence, I could go ahead and use parameter locking to just, you know, emphasize certain things. So this, I'm gonna wanna maybe add a little bit more. Let me add some reverb to it. Let me, oh, sorry about that. That's my lavalier making noise. So copy that one, insert there. Cool. Cool. All right. Let's go back to here. Now let's go to Trig modes. Let's see. All right, cool, let's insert that. So right now we're at 32 steps. I'm gonna do function. Let me just go to 64 steps. Yes, cool, we'll save that. Cool, let's do that. Let me add a metronome so I get the pre-roll going. Type. Save that. Actually put a filter on it. Compressor here so I can bring the volume up. All right, cool. So that sounds nice to me. So my trick now is going to be, let's find a little bass line going on. Let's go to tracks. So what I'll do is I'll copy this track here. And this is just my whole low-end theory style of working around stuff. So function, paste that track here, right? Now we got those slices here, but what I'm gonna do is get that bass back in, cut the highs. Let me take off this reverb, take off this bit reduction, take off this chorus. So now what we have is just the bass, right? Let me take a little bit off. So then what I'll do is just copy that sequence from this track, copy, paste, and what we'll have is just the bass. Cool. So that's just a B section, right? So what I'm gonna do again, copy this section, paste here, and what I want to do for this track is just have the highs going. So let me and then I like to add, like, you know, reverb or delay. Let me make this so that I'm gonna do like. Cool. So then what I'll do, I'm going to add more slices here. So these ones, like these two slices right here, I'm already using in the sequence. So let me just delete that one. I kind of want like the top, like that burn out and that burn, so that I could add those as like accents into the beat. So I'll delete that one as well. That's tops are kind of harsh though. Cool. So I'll save that track for now. And I did have a different variation of that sample here. What is this? 29. So I think 29. Let's go to 29. Let me try to get those like little bells and stuff. So I'll try to isolate that. Let me make sure this is at -5.5. So I'm just checking my tune here because that tuning, I want the same key. I want it to be the same key, obviously, right? So I have all of these tracks set to -5.55. So let me go here, change this to slice. Cool. And then make sure this is at -5.55. You know, a lot of this production work and working on Elektron is a lot of just repetition and practice and tedious stuff. But as you use it a lot more with anything, you know, it's an instrument. You start learning your tricks and your cheat codes, and you could start applying them across all the tracks and across different devices. So that being said, let's go ahead and make this sound cool. So same kind of idea. I'll add some, you know, sample rate reduction onto there, and it'll just get very dubby onto this one. So now let's go back into the slice grid, right? So create a slice grid. Let's just do 4 for now. And then another trick, I mean, I've been kind of flying through it, but it starts off on 16, right? So if I hold function, I could go left and up and down. Sorry, not left and right, up and down, and then it snaps through the value. So I just want to get 4 right now. Cool. I'm going to keep transient detection off because I don't want to find any transients at this moment. I just want to get these little accents going on. So again, let's go back to slices, edit slice points. And this is just going to be more like an effect thing. All right, cool. Now let's add this. Let's get that little. And because I have reverb on and delay on it, you know, it's this sample is turning into more just an instrument now. So that could be a snare. And let's actually go into this filter and like do. Dun, 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 dun. That's what I kind of want to get, those little guitar licks. Let's see, any questions? Looks like Thomas is helping, or, you know, thank you, Sean. Absolutely. You guys, you know, thank you again. Thank you, community, for helping me out in the comments. Y'all are, you know, helping each other out, and a lot of questions are being answered by y'all. So appreciate you. And I can just stick to this. But if anything, any questions come up, let me know. I'll screen back up. Cool. So dope workflows close to the OT. Yes, it is. I mean, and that brings up a good point. Stop the beat for a minute. A lot of questions are going to come up, you know, this or the Octit track. Digitakt II has slices. Is it an Octit track killer? I mean, I believe that they both exist together. They could be two different devices now. Now the question is kind of like, you know, what is it that you want to do with the device? Do you need a machine that you know, you just want to start making beats really quick, start making tracks, go live, and very, very quickly come up with sequences and just focus on just the sampling aspect and editing a sample? Digitakt II is going to be that for you. A lot more memory. Well, I shouldn't say that. There's a lot more memory built into the device. Everything is contained into the device. Very straightforward when it comes to learning it. If you are not familiar with any Elektron devices, jumping into the Octit track can be you know, a bit of a task if you don't know what you want to do with it. So the Digitakt is kind of very like, let's get into it. I want to start making music right away and start playing live right away. On the other hand, the Octit track can be a great one to start if you know what you want to do with it. For example, if it shines and it excels when it comes to more personalization of what you want out of that machine, right? So with the Digitakt, there's a lot of connections and a lot of settings already set just to make the experience and the process more streamlined. Whereas the Octit track, you have to set up it to work with your workflow. So learning it can be a little bit different because one person's way of using the Octitrack is totally different from another person's way. Some people want to use it for using it like a Digitakt, but have more, different routing capabilities, different effects that they can add, but then also the ability to have audio routed going into it, affecting that audio, live looping, and for my case, being able to just have every beat that I've ever made on any other device just contained into one device, being the Octitrack, and taking that live. But yeah, having both of them is just an insane combo as well. My way of using both is just kind of just going back and forth, just like having Octitrack. Yeah, the chat is going crazy right now. Octitrack handling samples, and then Digitakt doing drums, but then I'll just switch it over. Sometimes I just want to get a drum break going and mangle it with the effects with the Octitrack, and then Digitakt just handling the rest of it. The MIDI capabilities with the Digitakt is great because you have USB MIDI and then audio over USB over bridge as well. Octitrack does not have that. So yeah, it's kind of just up to you how you want to use the device and everything about that. Let's get back into here. Happy with that. Very, very happy with that. Yeah. Thank you, Triangle Wave. Yep, that's one of my favorite bands, Portishead. Yes, we got about 15 more minutes, so any questions? I know I just whipped this beat up really quick. I'm down to keep going, but let's see. The Digitakt use sends buses for the effects, right? Yes, Opticular. Yeah, it does. So the way that it works is you got 3 different effects, and those effects are being sent to those tracks, I should say. So depending on which track you're on, these are going to be your send levels. So your delay, right, reverb, and then chorus. And then if you want to start affecting those or changing those effects parameters, you would have to hold function and go to send effects. So if I go here and metronome off. So right now this is being sent to the delay, right? So I'm affecting the delay feedback. I'm getting crazy now, the delay time. Cool. And then if I have this being sent to the reverb, that's infinite decay. You could go crazy with that, get very ambient and stuff. And then same thing with chorus. And what's really cool about the delay, the chorus, is that the chorus and the delay, but the chorus can be sent to the delay and to the reverb. The delay can be sent to the reverb, so you could get very technical with that. So if I take away the delay send, now this sample. Let me do it on the drum so we can kind of hear how that sounds. So I'll just send the drums to the chorus. So now it's just being sent to the chorus, right? But if I want to send that audio that's being affected by the chorus to the delay, so So now it's being sent to the delay as well. And I want to send that to the reverb. Let's change V back down and bring everything back. Cool. Hope that makes sense. I love this machine, but there is no time stretching or warp. When you are changing pitch of samples, they slow down or get faster. You can do the change of pitch, but that's you're gonna have to be using the repitch machine. Well, yeah, there is. Yeah, if you do time stretch, benzo, there is a time warp. You just use warp or stretch. You have to have that machine applied to the track in order to get that effect. So if you just have a one shot going, you know, you're going to be getting that. As of this one, that's set to repitch. So if I change the tempo, it's changing the pitch of it because it's set to repitch. But if I go here and I change the machine to stretch, the pitch isn't changing, right? It's just a jump, it's just going faster, right? Going crazy. Hope that answers your question. Let's see. You must bring your own battle. Okay, that's not a question. Any more questions in the chat? I mean, we're almost have a few more minutes, but I feel like I've kind of said everything I wanted to say today. Going back, just saying what's up to everybody. What's up, A Busy B? What's up, Abby Coolville? I know you has another name on Instagram. What's up, Levi? Is the Rust programming language hard to learn? Maybe. I have no idea. What up, GG Blatz? Let's hear that beat. Let's resample this and just chop it up, right? So right now I have it set to main. Recorder, I have it set to 64 steps, so it's going to record 4 bars, the full sequence, and it's set to record when I press play, so let's record now. Oh no, wait, yes. Oh no, sorry. That was not the right way to do it. Let me arm it, boom. Cool, now that's here, right? Nice. Let's make sure we go to an empty track. Yes, save it. Wiry authentication. Cool. Save it to track 14. And now we can do some live, you know, reslicing of this beat. Let me go to pattern, copy this pattern, paste this pattern, right? Now we're on pattern 5. Let me save it, clear the sequence. That's there. Cool. Now what we're going to do is make sure this is set to slice machine. Boom. Go to slices. Create slice grid. Let's do 16. Let's just do some random stuff, right? Boom, boom. Let's add some stuff. It's gonna be very weird, but it might work. And we have 5 minutes left. Cool. Let's do random locks. Create random locks. Let's change the probability down. Sounds pretty dope. And then let's go ahead and make this so it's just for this is pretty sick. This could be like a, you know, yes, you can reverse a P-lock, so you see the reverb, right? Oh. That's a random part, and then go back to the beat. Oh, that's not the beat. There you go. This weird part. Cool. Awesome. Yeah, you could have a lot of fun with that. I like doing that, especially now that that beat is we have this beat here, right? And then you just, this is where I start adding sauce to it, just like changing the pitch of it. Weird with it. It's a broken tape machine. So there we go. I broke my Digitakt. Thanks everybody for tuning in. I hope this helped out, and I hope this inspired everybody. And go, if you have a Digitakt II and haven't updated your device yet, available on Elektron.se 1.15 slice machine on Digitakt. Let's get to slicing. Thanks again. Peace out.